Hi, everybody. Welcome. We've got Shannon from Lunar Ladies here today with us. I'm really excited about this workshop. Shannon is a masterful healer of sound, of many things, of sound. And so today she is going to be sharing more about sound frequencies, sound healing, especially through the use of tuning forks. And she is going to be talking about why we need sound, what sound is, what vibration is, and why you need it now, why we all need it, and how you benefit from it. And then she's gonna go into more detail about all of that. And so hopefully you have better understandings around this. And then also Shannon has some courses, workshops around sound to give you some hands-on practical tools of using the sound. So she's going to explain all of that as well. So we are here. Thank you so much, Shannon, for being with us.
Well, thank you.
I am gonna hand this over to Shannon, and there we go.
So I'm grabbing the microphone from Janet. Hello, everybody. Well, I'm so excited to be here to talk about sound. Thank you so much, Janet, and all the lovely ladies of Women Evolving 2022. This is so exciting for me because I'm marrying my two loves, the love of sound and sound healing, the knowledge and what it's done for me in my life, as well as my second great love is astrology, and they really go together. So today I want to just take you on a lovely journey of what is sound, why do we need sound in our lives, and why do we need sound in our lives now? So you're going to walk away today with three super tips that you can apply directly to your body, your daily life, and then moving forward into the collective. Okay, so what is sound? Well, sound is the music of the spheres. If you look at that kind of big picture, what is sound? And Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, who just celebrates his birthday tomorrow on the 18th of March, he had seen in his beautiful healings and in looking at the future, his predictions, that sound was the medicine of the future. And so I've always kind of clung to that statement, especially that was what drew me to sound healing back in 2005 is when I first picked up my first tuning forks in this life. So since then, it's been a wonderful, amazing, like out of this world kind of journey with this modality. So what is sound? Sound to me, in my understanding, is when we think of light travels and exists at a certain frequency in a certain dimension. And then when light slows down, it transforms into what we call sound. And sounds are waves of vibration through the cosmos. And so really, when you look at and think of sound and sound healing, it's really light slowed down an octave, and it becomes sound, right? So when we strike our tuning fork and we listen, we're really listening to light, right? So we're taking light and we're tuning it down or slowing it down just enough so it's audible, so that our ears can actually hear and feel the language, the power, and the healing energy of light. So when you have a tuning fork, you have light in your hands. When you put it on your body, on your higher heart, you have light in your higher heart. So that gets me super passionate about sharing sound healing in this moment now in our 2022 year, which is this beautiful year of the teacher, the healer, and the guide. So a lot of times when I work with sound and clients, I always say I listen to the forks. The forks are my guide. But really it's the body that I'm working on that's guiding me to where the body needs harmony, balance, healing, right? So I'm listening, I'm feeling the energy that's coming from the forks as they, shake when there's like something on the body that's out of balance, or they go out, and the body drains it, like sucks it up like a sponge, because it's so thirsty for this light, this sound. So when we think about sound, I want you to think of light coming down an octave. So then now you're hearing it. So when you're hearing these beautiful sounds that are emanating from your tuning forks, and when I work on people, I always hit the fork before putting it on their body. I put it by their ears, because I want them to remember, because the body speaks the language of sound, and it comes from the dimension of light, right? So the body recognizes harmony when it hears it, feels it, senses it around, right? So the body can hear it, it can feel it, and then if it's around in its vicinity, feel it. So this modality is multidimensional. Okay, so back to sound as waves. So waves travel, and think in the water, sound travels for miles. And Janet and I know this because we've been in the ocean and we've heard the humpback whale singing. And we're like, we don't see them, but we hear them, because their beautiful ability to sing underwater, the waves of that sound or that vibration that they emanate from their chakras, their body, is traveling for miles and miles and miles, because water itself is an environment that has no resistance or blocks to the way that the waves travel. So with sound, it's its own energy. It can keep going and going and going and going without ever dissipating until it hits something solid. That's why when we hear singing in the ocean, it's traveling, because it's not hitting anything solid. It just goes and goes and goes. And so we can also apply that to the cosmos, where it's moving through space, going and going. And so the planets are singing, the stars are singing, everything's moving and emanating a vibration, a frequency, which we can observe as light coming down an octave. We hear it, comes down even another octave, and then it creates blueprints for life. So when we think about the physical body as it relates to sound, really that it's light coming down an octave, and we're starting to be able to experience physically. The physical body speaks this language, right? It's each organ in your body has a frequency. It's has a song, right? It's like your liver has a song, your spleen has a song, your skin has a song, your lungs. So, and we call that song, it's imprint, it's a blueprint for, what creates a liver in the 3D physical world could be a six-dimensional blueprint of light, and that also is connected to a sound, which is a song. And so we want all that singing existing together. That's when we call alignment. Alignment is like your 3D liver, and it's beautiful song, which is its six-dimensional blueprint for what is a liver, right? And then it connects to its song of the liver, and then the light of the liver. So we want all that coming into this beautiful alignment, which we call a harmonic balance. Okay, so that's in a nutshell what is sound. Sound is light coming down an octave, so we can hear it, feel it, and sense it. And the physical body speaks this language of light, sound, and frequency. Okay, so why do we need sound? Well, obviously the body needs it. The body is like, oh, thank you. I'm hungry and I'm thirsty for harmony. I'm thirsty to be hydrated with the music of the spheres. I'm hungry to be connected to my original essence and to really come into alignment. So when we live in the here and now in our physical bodies, where we encounter a lot of things, environmental toxins, in our food, in our air, in our water, and around us. And some of us, we have electromagnetic radiation coming onto the planet, or around us through radio waves, microwaves, 5G, all kinds of stuff in the air that we don't see. Then we have it, coming into our food with pesticides, or soil that our food is grown in, or we have pollution in our water, or even things like fluoride in our water that are not in harmony with how our original blueprint of the human body likes to exist and sing at. Because I feel like when we can tune into the physical body to its natural blueprint, which is its natural harmonic balance. Aging is different. Maybe it doesn't really exist at the level that we see it or experience it. We see it very accelerated. Maybe aging is a lot slower, because why would the body replicate itself as our skin cells change, our liver cells change? Why would it change? It's something that's weakened or aged or stressed. It would replicate itself of where it was in the beginning, or its last replication of cellular growth, which was harmony. It's going to keep repeating the harmony. And we can see that in our world when we look at the beautiful sacred geometry of plants and flowers, and that Fibonacci spiral that we can see in succulents or sunflowers. Like, it's all recreating itself. There's no need for it to come out of its original blueprint, its essence, when we're living in a state of harmony and balance. So the body itself says yes to the tuning forks, because the tuning forks itself is already existing and calibrated at a certain frequency. And that certain frequency is in alignment with the body's frequency. Now, the tuning forks that I like for you to have, as if you're only going to have two, like Janet and I have lots of them, but if you're only going to have two, get the Ohm Tuning Forks, because they are the frequency of the earth moving around the sun in one earth year, or 365 days. It's 136.1 hertz for those of you who like the science part. But it's calibrated to speak the language of home or Ohm. The body recognizes this particular hertz value and says, ooh, I want to entrain with that frequency, meaning like, here's harmony existing at its own. It's not going to go out of balance. Here's the body that goes in and out of balance, right? And then when it hits a field that's in balance, if it's low frequency, it'll come up. If it's excessive, it'll come down. And then they move together in this beautiful dance of the cosmos. And that's what the body wants to exist as a dance of the cosmos. So with sound healing, it speaks the language of the body, and the body can start to do what it naturally is designed to do, which is exist at a level of beauty and grace. Like, we are a beautiful flower. We are a beautiful rainbow. Like, we are, designed to be exquisite masterpiece, work of art. The second thing, that why do we need sound, is our minds. Our minds can be, we could be a lot in our minds and less in our bodies when we have stress, anxiety, or trauma, right? So we get out of the present moment now. We're either in the past, reliving some traumatic state, or we're in the future in a state of worry because we don't feel safe in the now. And so the mind really gets centered, really stops any anxiety looping, or I can't get out of this thought or this feeling or this anxiety or this depression. When you play the tuning fork, you listen, it's in your ears, it's in this part of the body, it's in the head, and it starts to calm and soothe. And what's happening to the brain that's kind of in overdrive, if there's anxiety and trauma, is that the brain wavelengths, remember sound is waves, right? And a wavelength it goes up and it goes down, goes up and it goes down. And the space between the top of each wave is called the wavelength. And so when we're in a state of anxiety, through a mental emotional state of anxiety or trauma or sadness, depression, the wavelengths in the brain are very smushed together. There's not a lot of room for something different to happen. Through the brain's ability to process incoming data of mental thoughts, feelings, and emotions, it can't process that in a very short wavelength. It needs to be smoothed out so different things, different possibilities can come in. And that's more conducive to a beta state or a theta state, where the mind is calm, relaxed, and the brain wavelengths widen. And in that space, you have more opportunity to be in the now, and then you have more opportunity to have a change, a shift, a growth, a process, a letting go. All the things exist in that widened space of the now. So the mind really, really, really aligns, enjoys experiencing sound as a healing. And then the third thing, why do we need sound, is our spirit. right? Our spirit says, empower me again. I like to be expansive. I'm eternal. I'm infinite. And I exist at a higher dimension or realm where everything exists in a place of harmony. Now, a couple years ago in 2019, I got really sick, like with a flu. And so it forced me to stay in my bed. And in my bed, I was like, oh, I haven't read all my books on my Kindle, right? So I was going through my Kindle. I'm like, God, I have a lot of books there that I would download and then I would never get to them. But I had time because I wasn't well and I was sitting and I lay in the bed. So I'm like, oh, look at my sound healing book. I haven't read that in a while. So I opened it up and immediately opens up to, it's a Mitchell Gaynor book, and who was one of the godfathers of sound healing. And he's on the other side. So blessings from Dr. Gaynor. But he was saying that when we move into higher states of harmony, karma no longer exists. Why? Because we aren't in the duality of cause and effect anymore. We've moved into a place of the natural blueprint or this natural existence of light, where we don't have to learn through karma, cause and effect. We're more connected into our source creation, to our light. And so what sound does and sound healing does for our spirit is that it brings us back front and center, connected to our source, brings us up into a higher state of harmony. And then we're not playing the karma game in 3D as much, right? And then we move out of the karma game, where a lot of us are completely separated from source. You know, if we're in a physical body, you know, we've had our journey of being separated from source, and that's okay. That the physical places where we get to change it, and we can change it fast, like really seriously in a quantum moment, like boom, that we can shift, change, and grow. And so when we move into that empowered state, expansive state of spirit, and we're moving and aligning towards and reconnecting with our source, we're ceasing to create more karma. And at that place, we can start to deal with the karma that we've created by bringing ourselves into a higher state of balance and harmony. So that's why we need sound. We need it for our bodies, because our bodies speak the language. Our soul, our organs all have a piece in the great orchestra, the symphony of your physical experience, your body. Our minds need it so that we can calm, we can relax, we can open up space for something different to happen, right? We can shift in that space in a quantum moment. And then our spirits need it because we want to be reconnected to our source. We want to be hanging out in harmony, like with where the dolphins and whales hang out, right? They're already, most of nature, I probably say all of nature, when it's not interfered with by humanity, is happily singing in that fifth dimensional connection to source, life source, light. And then the air is purified, the soil is clean, the water is beautiful, and everything's teeming with life. That's spirit's job, is to get everything teeming with life, because we connect to source. Okay, so now we know what is sound, right? Light, it's really light stepped down. And so we really want to connect with light, and it's exist in waves and frequencies, and our bodies, our souls, our spirits, our minds speak this language of light. And so why we need it is our bodies can really use the tune-up and help us deal with our external toxins that exist in our environments and around us and within us. Our minds need it because we can open up our brainwave-like patterns to help us with anxiety, sadness, depression, trauma. And our spirits are like, game on, people. Let's get connected to source again and have fun. It's fun to be a spirit in the physical world. It's fun. It's supposed to be fun. So sound tuning forks help you amplify and accelerate this process of, what are you doing here? A lot of us are here to clear karma. As I think that's pretty much a base for all of us, is to clear karma, karmic debris from past lives, cause and effect. It's okay. We all have it. No shame. And the more we clear it, the more easier it is that we can help others clear it too, or at least even become aware of it. And then we can make healthier choices in the now. Speaking of now, why do we need it now? Why do we need sound healing now? Well, I love when Janet posed this question to me, because it really got me thinking. I was like, ooh, why do we need it now? Well, going back to Edgar Cayce, sound is the medicine of the future. My feeling is, why do we need it now? Is because the future is now, right? So if we say, if we look at his saying, sound is the medicine of the future, we say sound is the medicine of now. It gets us present. It gets us recalibrated. It gets us clearing old, debris and toxins, and even if it's from a physical state or a mental, emotional state. And so why we need it now is that collectively, humanity is on planet Earth, and planet Earth is part of a solar system governed by our sun, and our sun is changing, right? Our sun is a star. It's growing, it's expanding, it's moving up in a frequency. Maybe it's accelerating itself. And that means that every planet in our solar system, especially the one we're on, Earth, is accelerating too. Some of you may be following the Schumann resonance spikes, which is measuring the electromagnetic radiation on the surface of the Earth. And when it spikes, what it's doing is it's saying, I'm changing my frequency. I'm going from a 7.83 hertz where I normally hang out at to like 22, right? So we've got to be ready for that. Our bodies have to be able to make a jump in our frequency, rather than being in a lower frequency state and more dense. And it's very hard to jump when you're really dense. You want to be more light, right? Your whole physical body can move with your spirit, which is already connected to light, wants to move with it. So we want to bring more light into the body to make these jumps and to enjoy this amazing ascension party that's happening, not only in humanity as collective, but on our Earth, part of a solar system, part of a sun, part of a galaxy that's all like jumping up. So we want to be able to lift our frequency at will. And if we've cleared out a lot of junk, we can do that because our bodies, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies, are designed to jump, are designed to connect and train, expand. And so when we are filled with things out of balance, it's very hard to do that beautiful ascension jump, right? And we want to do that with the Earth because that's what's happening. And we want all of our brothers and sisters to do that with us, because being part of the human race right now, you're also part of a collective humanity. And the more of us that can align to this jump or this ability to do so, we help the others do it by this beautiful thing called entrainment. Remember the tuning fork that's all in harmony? And then our bodies are like, whoa, I want to be, ooh, now I'm being entrained and I'm resonating with this particular frequency that speaks my language. You as a human self start to become the tuning fork. So again, why do we need it now? You need to do it for yourself as an individual, but you want to become a tuning fork in your community, in your family. You want to walk into a grocery store and everybody's like, oh, I'm going to cozy up to this person because their energy feels really good. And they don't even know why they're standing 2 inches behind you, right? And you're like, personal space, please. They're like, their whole body says, oh my God, I need what you got. And it's a frequency that you're emanating because you're in alignment, body, mind, spirit with the universe or your source. A second thing of why we need that is our physical bodies again, need to be able to vibrate at a faster rate because we want to stay in harmony with the ascension energy of the planet and our solar system. So we want our bodies tuned up, ready to go, game on. You're like, put me in, coach. I could do this. I could get that ball and throw it for the touchdown, the Hail Mary pass, and we all win the game. Yay, right? So we want to be ready. We want to be shaman strong with our personal frequency. And the second reason, or the third reason, is our crown chakras. This is the time of the Aquarius age. And the Aquarius, we're moving out of Pisces, which rules the feet in astrology. So we're at the base level, our feet connected to the earth. The Aquarius age rules the crown. So we've been experiencing this Piscean age of being connected to the earth. And the shadow of Pisces is suffering, being a victim. But we're clearing that, we're dissolving that, we're freeing ourselves from the victimhood, the perpetrator energy, the suffering. And we're talking about a jump from the feet to the crown. So we want to be able to jump and get in our crowns. And our crowns is our sovereignty, our royalty, our connection to the light, to source coming into the body, heaven, we've been moving the energy from the earth up, but now it's raining down and coming down. So when you use tuning forks, you can integrate your crown chakra. I teach in my course, Tuning Forks for Starseeds, about the crystal palace that sits in the center of the head. We've been calling it a brain, but it's more than that. It's a pineal gland, a pituitary gland, a hypothalamus, and a thalamus. 4 glands sit in the center of your head. And the ancient Taoists, the ancient Egyptians, called it a crystal palace. And so in my course, I teach you how to tune up your crystal palace and all these really cool things that you do to help your crown activate and turn on. So part of the Aquarius age are those of us with an activated crown chakra, right? We want that. So you see it in the Renaissance paintings of the saints, and they all have gold halos from the heart around. That's your crown activated, right? So that was one of my motivations for creating the course is I want humanity's crown chakra to be like halos. Because where I believe we're going is as we reconnect to the light, to our natural imprint to source, is that humans, my feeling is, it's a little secret, so I'll let you in on it. I believe that the human DNA is really angelic DNA. I believe our original blueprint is an angelic form of humanity, and we've just been kind of densified, calcified down. But really, if we're able to tune into our original blueprint, our original essence, it has this more angelic vibration that we're here to serve, to be stewards, to be helpers, to fly to assistance, to be on call, to be ready to go. And to me, why we need sound healing now is for that. We can really like hear the call, answer the call, and experience being part of the call. Let's do it. Let's hear our calls, answer our calls, and have the joy of being part of the call. And the fourth thing that I want to just share why we need it now is as we're changing frequency, right? We're moving into a higher frequency. We're moving out of duality. And I believe that's what the Piscean age was sharing with us, this duality, good and bad, light and dark, victim, perpetrator, like this duality of this or that. And we're moving into clearing and raising out of that, this or that, to this and that. And we get into that more neutral space, which is more that triangle. And we're, connecting to a higher plane of consciousness. And I believe that's what Janet's helping us do here as well in Women Evolving, is so we clear and dispel duality, and we're bringing together all when the two come together, it makes 3, right? And that 3 is that triune body, mind, spirit, triple goddess, all that, everything happens in 3s. You can look at nature, 3, 6, 9, it's like that a frequency of creativity. And so as we bring the 2 together to create the 3, what we're doing is also creating an octave. And that octave helps open us up to existing in that 5th dimensional, 7th dimensional, and who knows how big we can go. I think anything's possible now as we move into the shift, the great shift. And that's happening in us, together with others, and all around us. So to me, these beautiful instruments are my power tools I put them on my body in specific points, right? That I teach you in my workshops and courses. And then around my body, I can tune up everything around my space, my aura, my room, my external things like my money, my clients, like all kinds, my food, my water, my crystals, like it's endless to what we can create with these beautiful tools. And you just need 2. Why 2 before I end today is you want to create a field, right? 1 is great. You can do lots of stuff with 1, but I like using 2 because I want to create a field that I put myself into. Because as a human body, we are bilateral. So create a field for your bilateral self, and it becomes 1. No longer dual. Right and left, all together in a field of Ohm. And so I always like to do puns with my tuning forks, like the field of dreams. It's the field of Ohm. Build it and they will come. So I hope that you got a lot from today, like walking away. What is sound? Like, whoa, it's really light that you can listen to and put on your body, around your body, in your food, on your money, whatever you want to do, on your clients, on your pets. You're going to learn all that with me and more. I'm doing a series of workshops with like every element of your life. We're going to apply sound. And so that's a really fun, easy way to bring more sound into your life. Highly recommend you get a set of forks. I sell the forks. And I teach you how to use them. And then I have my course, which is a 5-week self-guided course that has 5 healing timelines that connect your starseed body, the light within, with the cosmos around, above and around you. So thank you, Janet. That was super fun. Any questions?
Well, whose mind is blown right now, and who learned as much as I did? One of the things, Shannon, I did not, how you so clearly articulated about the sound and light, that the sound, that it go, light kind of, decreases an octave into the sound, and that the tuning forks are actually light that we're able to hear, we're able to feel and sense. That, how, what you opened up right out the door, I was like, whoa, I didn't fully understand that until today with you. There were lots of gold nuggets here, Shannon. Thank you so much. And I think one of those things too, I also want to, and you said it too, Shannon, that we can use it on everything, the tuning fork sound on everything, including our animals. And you did say that. And so I know there are a lot of animal lovers in this group as we are. And animals love the tuning forks. They love it. And I love, like, when you're talking about creating a field. So this, using the sound will take your prayers for your life, your manifestations for your own life, and for our planet and our world to all these other very tangible, visceral levels. So putting the power back into our own hands to create the life that we desire to be living, right? And then we then help the world, like Shannon's talking about, to entrain to that higher consciousness. Because what's happening on the planet is we need to be introducing a higher consciousness and not be going to that level, or stooping and decreasing our vibe into the level of fear, and then being entrained even more to that. This puts everything in such a tangible way, the power back into our own hands for our own lives, to keep manifesting from the light, and also for the planet. So I cannot recommend taking Shannon's courses. She's got the workshops that she's doing. Get your 2 Ohm forks, and you can buy them through Shannon, correct?
Yes.
You sell them, right? You
Yes.
can buy them through Shannon. The Ohm, this is so good. And your Starseed course as well. So whatever you're feeling called, but the workshops will really give you that intro into then the other more intensive, extensive modules. So, which I'm actually just about to begin Shannon's Starseed course. So yay.
I can't wait to hear back.
Oh, I'm even more excited now after this workshop, all these gold nuggets. So anyway, yay. So you can ask Shannon any questions. You can sign up on Shannon's website, which is courses.lunarladies.com. courses.lunarladies.com. Shannon, you're also going to post it in our group, just a quick link, correct, to your courses and your workshops. Yes. Awesome. And then, of course, you can buy your tuning forks if you don't already have them. The 2 Ohm, you will always have these tuning forks.
Yeah, you will put these in your will, right? They don't go out of tune and they'll last forever. You can use them, especially, can you imagine? My mom uses them. She's 85. She's like, feels so good. My dad loved them too.
Oh, yes. Everyone loves them.
Everyone loves them.
You can't not. So,
right,
and then
from the dog to the elderly.
Right, exactly. To our water, to everything. So, and the perfect way to learn about how to use the tuning forks is one thing. You may get the tuning forks, but then you're like, okay, well, what do I do with it? You click on it, you listen to it, you're like, oh, that sounds so nice. But Shannon has so many, she is a master at all of this, at all this sound, at all these tuning forks, all of it, that you're going to, in her workshops, learn practical, hands-on, in the moment, walk away with tangible ways to use the tuning forks, which we know from today is pure light, which is what we all are. So this is all connecting you to the pure light that we all are. So that you are. So with that, we are going to complete our time together today. And thank you, Shannon, for being here. I've learned a lot, and this has definitely increased my vibe in this half hour that we've been together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Janet. It's always a pleasure to be here. And I'm so excited to open up this field for all of us. And I call all the wonderful people that have their tuning forks, I call them Ohmies. So, you'll join the Ohmie gang over here, right? Get your tuning forks and you'll be an Ohmie for life, So
love it. Okay. All right. Thank you, Shannon.
Thank
courses.lunarladies.com.
You got it.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.